Okay, so today we're diving deep into some really fascinating stuff. The nitty-gritty instructions for building an altar and a courtyard.
The blueprints.
Yeah, exactly. Blueprints, and it's all right there in Exodus 27.
Oh, Exodus, love it.
So we're talking precise measurements in cubits. You know, that old school measurement, like from your forearm to your fingertip?
Yeah, I know the cubit.
So, and we're talking specific materials too, acacia wood, bronze, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, acacia wood, it's tough stuff.
Right, and this phrase just keeps popping up, just as you were shown on the mountain.
Like a divine blueprint, right?
Exactly, and that's what's so intriguing, why all this emphasis on getting it exactly right.
Yeah, makes you think, doesn't it?
So let's start with that altar of burnt offering. It's a square, 5 cubits on each side, 3 cubits high. Acacia wood again, overlaid with bronze. What's the significance of those materials, do you think?
Well, I mean, acacia wood, that's no surprise, right? It's super durable, perfect for something that's going to be dealing with fire all the time.
Yeah, fireproof, basically.
But then you've got the bronze. Now, that's interesting. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, bronze was often tied to ideas of judgment and purification.
Yeah, purification.
So you combine the acacia wood, which maybe represents this sort of like incorruptible divine life, with bronze, and it starts to suggest something about the sacrifices happening on that altar.
Right, it's not just a random choice.
No, not at all.
No.
And then you've got those horns at each corner.
The horns?
Yeah, they're not just stuck on there. They're part of the altar's structure. Now, what do you think those were for?
I mean, they seem like they'd be useful for, I don't know, securing the sacrifice or something?
Could be. But they were also the places where the blood of the sacrifices was applied. So that adds a whole other layer of meaning, something about atonement, about connecting with the sacred.
Wow, so much symbolism packed into those horns.
Right, and then you've got all these bronze utensils too, you know. Pots for the ashes, shovels, bowls for sprinkling, meat forks, fire pans.
Yeah.
Everything you need to manage the offerings and the fire.
Like a whole bronze toolkit.
Exactly. And then there's this bronze grating halfway up the altar with rings on each corner for carrying poles. Super practical for handling the fire and the remains. But remember, the instructions keep saying, just as you were shown on the mountain. This altar is built to a divine blueprint.
It's not just a DIY project.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's move on to the courtyard. This thing is huge, 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide.
That's a lot of space.
Right. It's enclosed by these linen curtains, 5 cubits high. It creates a very clear boundary. What do you think is the impact of defining that space so precisely?
Well, it seems like it's setting this area apart, making it clear that this is a space for sacred activities.
Yeah, a separation between the sacred and the profane.
Right.
And check out the details for the north and south sides. They're identical. 100 cubits long, with 20 posts each, 20 bronze bases, silver hooks, and bands holding everything together. That repetition, that symmetry, it speaks to order, to deliberate design.
It's very structured.
Yeah, and the west end follows that same pattern. But the east end, where the entrance is, that's a little different.
Oh yeah, the entrance. That's where that really elaborate curtain is.
All right, the entrance curtain. This thing is 20 cubits long, made of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen. It's embroidered, too. It really stands out against those plain linen curtains.
So why the contrast? Why make the entrance so much more ornate?
Well, I think it's about marking a transition, a special way of entering this sacred space. And you've still got those 15-cubit linen curtains flanking the entrance on either side, so the enclosure is maintained.
It's like a grand doorway.
Exactly. And notice, too, the consistent use of silver for the hooks and bands, contrasted with the bronze bases for all the posts. Even the tent pegs are bronze. They thought of everything.
No detail was too small.
Right. This courtyard is clearly a meticulously planned and materially specific space. So, last but not least, we've got the oil for the lampstand.
Ah, yes, the oil.
The instructions are very specific.
Huh?
It has to be clear oil of pressed olives. And it's only for the lampstand, to keep those lamps burning all night from evening till morning.
It's not just about lighting up the place, is it?
No, not at all. It's about maintaining a constant presence. That continuous burning, overseen by Aaron and his sons, just outside the most sacred space where the Ark of the Covenant is kept, it symbolizes God's constant presence and guidance. And the text emphasizes that this is a lasting ordinance, meaning it's not just a one-time thing, it's meant to be an ongoing ritual.
Perpetual flame.
Exactly.
Right.
So when we look at all these details together, the measurements, the materials, the placement, the instructions, it's clear that every single thing is deliberate, intentional. This isn't just about building structures, it's about creating a very specific kind of sacred space and establishing a set of practices within that space.
Right, there's a deeper meaning behind all these physical details.
Absolutely. It suggests that the physical and the spiritual are deeply intertwined in this context. This wasn't just functional construction. It was a physical manifestation of a divine pattern. It's
Right.
like they were building a tangible representation of their relationship with the divine.
Yeah, it makes you think. So for all of you listening, what do you think all this emphasis on exactness and specific materials tells us about the intended purpose and symbolism of these structures and the rituals performed within them? What does it say about the way the Israelites understood the connection between the tangible and the sacred? What questions does it raise for you about your own understanding of that relationship? There's definitely a lot to ponder here. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.